Oh, where are we today? Where are we today? It says park here. Park here. No, I didn't want to park there. I wanted to park over here. Okay, so we got a nice warm breeze. We got people parking all kinds of crisscross. Screwed up ways. That morning. Yeah, okay, so let's go see what's going on. This little thing, I thought that was going to be a lot more than what's going on. Well, we'll find out. It's kicking out the juice. That's actually causing the breeze. That's why it's so breezy here right now. I was taking those flags away. You know, we're starting a Martian community right here. All right. Now we're talking. What's happening? Hello.
Well,
You've been here for a while already, haven't you?
enough to get all 3 signatures?
Already done it. I've got a couple in the cart.
Do ya?
Yeah, Wednesday. And I picked up a bunch from you.
Yep.
Yeah. And so...
How are you doing with them? Do you need more yet?
No, I haven't started. Actually, I just started this morning.
This is the first time I've collected signatures.
Is that right?
I've been so busy getting petitions out and stuff like that this is the first I've actually collected signatures.
Good. I was wanting to maybe just kind of like tune in while you're doing the pattern, you know? And so then that way I'm all prepared and I got a script of sorts. And then and maybe answering any kind of questions that might come up, you know?
Give this a glance through. I just got this from Joy Smith last night. This is 16 pages long.
I could do that.
What this is you remember they were talking about taking the talking points that the DEQ and the industry uses and going against them?
Right.
Somebody did it.
God, man, that didn't take any time at all. Have you got that done already?
I got this on email. I don't know who did this.
Maybe that, what's her name? What'd she say?
She likes the TV.
Yeah, that is really cool.
It's our camping TV.
Huh.
We use it in our camper. So it is just basically... Yeah, you can hook in USB and cable and everything in
Wow.
Hey, you can run a computer through it if you want.
That's crazy.
But somebody went through...
Yeah, so I'll do that. Yeah. Oh, and so I probably have a copy of that email. I have a hard time with personal email. Go ahead.
That private... Okay, I made the page for our meeting group. Have you gotten into the actual private group
I've been
yet?
running and I work out of town. And then we had all kinds of stuff come up this morning. I just checked out all over the house.
Right now I'm keeping it closed. After everybody gets in it, then I'll make it secret. But right now it's just closed. So if you look for it under the same name as that page, whatever name we decided on, West Michigan, look for the group. And then just ask to join, and I'll get you added. There's a copy of this there. It's really good talking points. I haven't been able to sit down. I just got this late last night.
I'll look it over. How do you start out? How would you start right now? If I came up and said, hey, what's going on? Then you'd show me the petition, and you'd ask if I'd signed up before, probably, and if I'm a county resident.
Actually, most people are looking for the petitions. They're coming up looking for them because they already know about it.
I'm going to be going around hitting the streets.
Do you have one of these yet? There's a little bit of an explanation on the back of there.
I'm going over
this
to,
someone just gave me.
Good. I'm going over after this at 2 o'clock. We got a meeting, Occupy Muskegon as a meeting. And I'm going to be bringing this stuff over to them and then coming back.
Okay.
And so from 2 to whatever I'm going to be going. But I can get some signatures then, and I can maybe, hand out a few of those extra.
I think Dylan wanted petitions.
Yeah, he's not going to be here today. He's not going to be at the GA today. He's got something else going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I could definitely get them. Yeah, no worries. Yep. Well, cool. Yep, cool. Then what I think I might do is I might just sit down here or just talk through this really quick to get it, scope it out.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's very long, but somebody did a really excellent job on this. I've only been able, I haven't even actually read through it. I've just kind of glanced through it. somebody did some really good homework on that.
Great. So that's what I'll do. I'll just take a seat if that's okay, maybe right there, and read it, and then I'll be back in a little bit.
A few places here and there. There's a lot of really good information around here too on all kinds of good stuff. This came from one of the other places.
This is Earth Day, so this isn't all about fracking. Is this the only book that has anything to do with fracking?
No, this one came from somewhere over that way.
Oh, good, okay. And so there's several about fracking, but there could be all kinds of stuff happening with Mother Nature.
This one's really good too. The stuff going on at White Lake, the pollution of White Lake.
Wow. I missed the open mic the other night. I don't know if you were there.
What?
I missed the open mic the other night. I don't know if you were up there. Montague Wednesday. So we were having a meeting here.
Oh,
maybe,
for Walmart?
No, Walmart. That's where everybody was.
Oh, what was the other one?
We had a strategy meeting for anti-fracking in Muskegon.
Oh, okay. That now I remember.
Yeah.
I was at the White House Township.
I remember. Oh, yeah.
Well, it was White House High School actually. They moved it because it was
I see.
a couple hundred people. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on in White Lake right now.
I guess so.
We always do though.
Yeah, right. Well, good for you. And I'm looking forward to the next open mic, whenever that might be. I missed that last one. So.
For the open mic for book club. Oh, now what do you normally do?
Oh, I've been there a couple of times now. Guitar, harmonica, and center, and
okay.
that kind of stuff. Public Advisory Council. I wish we had something like that in Muskegon.
Well, you do actually.
Yeah.
Well, what it is it's similar to the Muskegon Lake Watershed Partnership.
So this is SOS maybe? Oh, I see what you're saying.
No. This both Muskegon Lake and White Lake ended up on the Great Lakes Area of Concern list. Because of that, generally the state or the federal government will set up a citizen advisory group. Now they didn't do that for us because our lakes were too fairly low priority, in their opinion, based on what they had done. Here, for example, this was done. Well, that's the update.
Area of concern.
Yeah, it's according to the Great Lakes Water Quality Agreement between the U.S. and Canada. They identified 43 areas of concern that they thought needed more attention in the Great Lakes. So if you clean up these areas of concern, and so we were both put on the list in '85. And then in '89, that's when I first got involved, and and I found out about it, and I was working with some groups and kind of pushed the state of Michigan to do a better job with their 14. They have 14 areas of concern, Kalamazoo, Detroit, and then through that whole process, I was working for the Lake Michigan Federation. We actually applied for and got a grant to set up a Muskegon Lake Advisory Council and a White Lake Advisory. And the Muskegon Lake, and we provided the administrative support for a couple of years. But the state actually even gave us their blessing because we said, you're not going to set something up. How about if we do it? And they said, okay. So we're kind of unusual in that typically for areas of concern, the government sets up an advisory committee, but we set our own up. But we followed a procedure to be representative. And then a couple of years ago, the Muskegon Lake Public Advisory Council changed its name to the Muskegon Lake Watershed Partnership. So that's Kathy Evans. And she works with the regional commission. Cynthia is involved. And our group has always been the White Lake Public Advisory Council. Both of them were established in '92. But our focus has been pretty intense on, we're not involved in everything. We're involved according to the agreement. We had to identify which problems out of a list of 14 that we had for our lakes. So we identified 8, and our 8 are on that on this panel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, those are the 8 problems that we determined were present in the lake.
I see.
And then what we have been doing is working. Basically, we set a goal for each one of those problems and a process for achieving that goal. So a fairly, methodical approach. And then we're actually going to be off the list next year.
How do you?
Yeah.
But now Muskegon, have you made progress like that?
Muskegon is making similar progress. Muskegon
This was interesting. A lot of people in the area that I have talked to over the years have always felt White Lake was worse.
Oh. Can't imagine.
Well, probably because Hooker Chemical was so high profile.
I see.
You know, it was a very high profile. We were on the national news. You know, we were on Cover of Life, National Geographic. Muskegon Lake, though, was just way more industrialized.
Yeah.
So more.
Yeah.
More, and a bigger lake. So Muskegon Lake is going to take a little longer.
Oh, I see.
So, but that's what our focus has been on, specifically on this entire program. You know, we don't really deal with anything else but those issues. You know, and that's been important.
Yeah.
You know, because we've been very focused on it.
Well, congratulations on getting off that list.
Oh, it'll be good.
Yeah.
What the challenge is now is that what I'm finding is that we did a very good job of publicizing the pollution.
Publicizing what?
The pollution.
The pollution, but now you're not getting recognition? Is that
Now
what you're saying?
people are not really realizing the progress that's been
I
made.
see, yeah.
You know?
I see.
And that's the challenge. So it's like you can work for over 20 years on it, and
Yeah.
people still will say, "I won't put my foot in that lake." It's like, why not? You're not gonna. It's fun.
I see.
You know.
Well, you say it's going to be off the list
Next year.
next year.
Yeah.
And so will there be like a ceremonial date or
absolutely.
something like that?
Yeah.
So there
Oh,
will
yeah.
be a target date ceremony.
Oh, we'll have a big deal.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's hard because people don't really understand pollution in a way.
Sure.
I don't think people understand how they're exposed to pollution. You know, people think that they can get exposed to something just a little bit by proximity.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I, you know, you really, you know, not that I'm discounting pollution. It's more that it's helpful to understand, you know,
Yep.
that it's not just I'm next door to it.
Yep.
You know, and so automatically I'm exposed to it.
Right. Well, you know what? I can't stay too long. I got a 2 o'clock, and then I'll be back again.
Well, I don't have anything to offer as far as gifts, but I
Oh, yeah.
just
No gifts.
nothing.
Thanks for everything you're doing. That's a gift, your time. Yeah, appreciate it. I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah. You had your dogs out there, the dog star?
No, she stopped bringing them out there. The little one was just incorrigible.
Oh.
Yeah. And so she finally just gave up on
It's
trying
kind of
to.
hard, isn't it? Then?
Yeah, the thing's a lunatic.
There's a lot of dogs out there.
Yeah. But then rather than being scolded, this was a second offense, she decided this isn't working.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Thanks, we'll be looking for you. Inky the whale. That is really cool. That is really. Oh, an Asian carp. Now it all makes sense.
Your new friend, huh?
Yeah. Who made that?
Actually, I think one of the instructors
That is
down in Angus.
It looks like it almost reach inside its mouth.
Well, kids love doing it. You're welcome to do it.
It's like inviting me to do that. Wow.
Well, you know, I mean, we have pictures of one 92.8 pounds.
Is that right? Where was that thing discovered?
Illinois.
Is that right? And so they're for sure in our lake yet or no?
Well, there was DNA over by Chicago, but there has been major flooding over in the Des Plaines flood area, you know, south of Chicago. So I'm sure that it's not a matter of if, it's probably a matter of when, unfortunately. They are already in Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. They are all around us. But the good news is, if there is any good news, is that they need 60 miles of free-flowing river for their eggs to develop. So they would have to go inland.
I see.
There's talk that probably the Muskegon River would be about as far north as they might come. Now, this was a couple years ago. Who knows what they're saying today? Because of the temperatures. You know, like, but we'll see. We'll see. The Grand River might be a better home for them.
Oh, incredible display. And I'm not going to be able to stay. I got for 2 o'clock, and then I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to check this out
Are
first.
you with one of the displays?
No, I'm kind of working with Lorrie. trying to team up with her, and she's doing the fracking tours.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Yep. You probably signed the petition already, right?
I haven't, but I should.
What's in the pond water. We still have one. We have some smells kind of fishy, but look at that ugly thing.
I missed it this year, and my mom's supposed to bring it back.
Okay, man. I'll be back in a bit. I got a few signatures, but I gotta go. God, this is fun.
You got weird things right here, man.
That's it? Oh, there. Good. Okay. I'm with you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I'll be back a little bit. Tell Lorrie thanks.
Yep.
Okay. Hi. Did you want to sign it after all?
Really good. I teach environmental studies over at Grand Island.
Well, I'll hold that against you.
No. Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, that was on the tape, is that it?
No.
You're on the tape?
No.
I can't waste a lot of time. What do you got? Let's get to the point.
No. Come on.
What's up?
Be my buddy. No.
I'm your friend if you're mine.
You are my friend. No.
Good.
My students need to do some kind of service learning. And
Yeah.
it needs to be environmentally kind of focused.
Cool.
Okay? And it doesn't matter what they do. So the question is, do you have an organization kind of behind?
You're talking to the right guy
Oh,
here. Lorrie. I'm Lorrie. I have to hit the road.
Okay.
Nice to
Sure.
meet you. Okay. Thank you. Oh, yeah. We got a sign-in sheet? What's this all
Well,
about?
this is just for the Watershed Partnership.
Watershed Partnership, and this is kind of like the clone or identical twin to something in Whitehall.
Yes.
Yeah, I forget her name. I see her all
Tanya?
over this. Tanya, that's right. But did I say that right, Tanya?
Tanya.
I thought it was more complicated. But she says next year they're actually coming off the list.
Yeah, they're further ahead than we are, but I'm not sure if they've had as much
That's what she was saying.
issue to begin with.
That's what she was
So
saying.
it's
That was
easier for them.
easier because it was a more focused one.
Yeah, it was just one or two main sites.
Yeah. Well, good for you and for volunteering your time this way. But I wanted to know if you're ready to get down to business with signing this petition about
Are we still talking about fracking?
fracking.
Didn't
now.
we just talk about that earlier? I told you I have to review everything.
What's that?
I haven't had time to
No,
go through
I'm
all
sorry.
of it.
I guess I was in a hurry to go. I had
that's
a 2
okay.
o'clock meeting. But yeah, review everything. I'm a little bit incredulous. I think that's a little bit surprising, actually, Leah, involved as you are in the environment. And as long as this has been going on and destroying, ecosystems in Pennsylvania and all around us, that you wouldn't, as a city leader, already be on top of this issue. But
It's
you're
not that
telling
I'm
me
not aware of it. What I'm
still-
saying is that I haven't gotten to the point where I'm adamantly for or against.
Okay, let me tell you something. I want to know a quick answer to this. Are you at all familiar with something called the Halliburton? Can you fill in the blank for me? What follows that? Halliburton.
I know who helped.
Okay, yeah, okay. But the Halliburton loophole is what it's called. And it's actually a loophole. It's a misnomer because what it is an absolute wide open barn door. There's no regulations to the people in the fracking industry. The fracking industry is unregulated, meaning they don't have to abide by the Clean Water Act. They don't have to abide by any of the other clean air stuff. They can go ahead and they can drill in your backyard or their neighbor's backyard without telling you. They can have a chemical spill.
Well, they have
don't
to have the mineral
notify you.
rights, though.
Well, yeah, they lease the mineral rights.
Somebody
but-
has to lease them the mineral rights.
Sure. But you know how many people buy property and they don't know if the mineral rights have already been sold out from under them when they buy the property. And so that could happen, and it has happened. They're doing it right now up in they're actually applying for fracking permit in Ravenna, which is a DEQ wellhead protected area. But that doesn't seem to matter at all. If you've got big money behind it, if you've got big money and political connections, you know what that's all about. You can do whatever you want to in this country, it seems like. regardless of what the people's health is concerned. And so anyway, that's why I'm volunteering my time here, is because I'm concerned about fascism in our country that I've grown up in. And it's not that, try to promote democracy. And I really would encourage you to learn about this. Since you are a city leader and people look to you, Halliburton loophole means that they can have a chemical spill, a fire. This happens every day. Chemical spill, the well itself can be leaking all over the place. They can contaminate, they can pipe crap on the ground and fracture with dangerous chemicals. They can leak out and spill, and they are not obliged to report or be accountable or test or anything. They are not abiding by, they don't have to abide by clean water, clean air, and they can destroy it and walk away, and it's okay. It's all legal. That's why people, not the leaders, but the people are trying to get a movement going where we're going to have a statewide, hopefully, on the ballot. And of course, we know from experience that even if something goes past, the politicians have ways of getting around that anyway. But we're holding out hope. Yeah, but you're not ready to sign this, to put this on a ballot? Are you against democracy?
Just because I'm not ready to sign something doesn't make me against democracy.
Well, this isn't taking
informed.
a stand one way or the other. This is putting it on the ballot so that people could get informed and have a chance to vote on it.
Sure, and I understand how to get on the ballot, and what I said was I need to review it further and
Yeah,
consider
before you
whether or not
allow us to be on the ballot, you need to review some more, huh?
Because I think our ballot, we want to make sure that what's on our ballot is things that we validly need to look at.
Thinking I'm recording and I'm not. Okay, good, cool. I'm ready for it.
All right, so Confined Animal Feeding Operations are the big animal factory farms where, this is probably the best photo where, the chickens and dairy cows and pigs, those are the primary three pieces of livestock, are crammed in very tightly. They're fed, their waste goes into the lakes and streams. They're treated badly. They get diseases, so they actually use preemptive antibiotics, and that's one of the reasons that we develop it by antibiotic resistance. And so, they're not very good actors. They're bad actors, and this little chick is here to tell you. But we love this little chick because we put a big heart on him. And except he fell over. But it's a rotten thing in many ways. And so, in the Farm Bill, in the USDA, there's something called the Natural Resources Conservation Service. And we went to the head of that in the state, who's called the State Conservationist, and his name is Gary Lee. And we went to his office and asked him if he would prioritize sustainable farms for the conservation money. I forgot to mention about the conservation money. So part of the Farm Bill is that there is conservation money that goes to farms who do good conservation practices, who avoid erosion, who and in this case, who to clean up their messes. So, we asked him, would you please prioritize the sustainable farmers for some of the conservation practice money, because they're already doing the right thing. And he didn't say no, like a good bureaucrat. He didn't say no, and he didn't say yes. And so we have this petition campaign, a postcard campaign, to get the to get people to tell Gary Lee, we support the sustainable farmers.
Is there a place online we can get more information?
Yeah, it's actually moreformichigan.org.
Oh, I got that. Say it again? Michigan.
Moreformichigan.org.
Yeah, that's right there. Moreformichigan.org. Well, thanks a lot, Cynthia. I'll sign this thing. Thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for volunteering.
Yeah. And then here's Save Our Shoreline, and there's Muskegon Watershed Partnership. So you can do.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, good. Cool. Well, thanks again.